You need to know what money is, right? What is money? Right now, pause the video. What is money? Define it. Most of you guys could not literally define what money is. Oh, well, money is a store of value, or well, money is power. No. These are things that money can give you, or attributes of money. But what is money by definition? Who can create it? How much can they create? What gives them the authority, right? All these things, you need to learn them. You need to learn them. Why? Because if you're going to pursue money, you better understand that which you're pursuing. Most of you guys don't have money because you don't understand anything about money. You don't know what money is. Therefore, money eludes you. But if you want to attract money, you must first understand what it is. Second is to understand that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, right? And I talked about this, right? And it's the idea of Newton's third law. Newton's third law dictates that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. This happens in the natural world, but it can also happen and apply itself in our life. So people want uphill, we talk about people wanting uphill results with downhill habits. You can't have that. You need to choose what you want to commit to, right? You're going to commit to a shitty life or a great life. But this idea that you can achieve certain results in your life without putting in the specific requirements of work, right, is impossible. There are recipes and ingredient lists to a phenomenal meal, right? And in order for you to achieve that phenomenal meal, which you can, anybody can, right? Anybody can cook Gordon Ramsay's recipes. They might not be able to do it just as well because it requires experience, time, right? These are all factors that play into it, but you can follow a recipe. You might stumble your way to it, but you might have a similar product, right? You might have a similar outcome, and success leaves clues. And if success leaves clues, you need to figure out what that ingredient list is for your life and actualize it. So for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, which means that if you can control the actions, and if you know that you're going to receive an equal proportion for that which you put in, you're going to be able to measure your outcome, right? So focus on the input, and life will give you in proportion that output. People want the output. People want the money. People want the cars. But nobody wants to put in the fucking work. Nobody wants to put in the hours. Nobody wants to train. Focus on the input and let the universe focus on the output, because by natural law, that will happen. So if people want to make a lot of money, dude, I divide it into three things. First is you need to be able to do something that's in high demand, right? So for example, it doesn't matter if you were putting out the biggest banger videos in the world. If YouTube wasn't a thing, right, and nobody really watched YouTube, you wouldn't be able to monetize it, right? So what you need to be doing needs to be in high demand. The second thing is you need to be able to be doing something and be the best at it, right? So you need to be the best at what you do. Not only do you have to be the best at what you do, but you also have to be in a situation where you have to be irreplaceable, right? So you cannot be replaced. And this is where most people fall off, is that most people are replaceable. That's why their careers are very short. That's why their YouTube careers are very short. That's why they can get fired and the boss doesn't blink an eye, right? But there are people out there that you can't replace, dude. Like you can't just go out there and replace your lead engineer at Amazon AWS, right? Like you can't just go out and replace that dude that's built the entire infrastructure. Therefore, he's secured his ability to make money. Why? Because he can't be touched. Then he's the best at what he does, so he can negotiate his price. And finally, what he's doing is in demand, which means he will always find a supply for monetary transactions in that thing. So figure out something that you can do that's in high demand. I would say something in the Web3 space right now would be really good. Coding, cybersecurity, all these things, if you can learn them, super phenomenal. You need to be able to be the best at what you do so that you can negotiate at the table, because when you come as the G, right? Drake doesn't walk into the room in the record label with the same terms some new kid would come in with, right? He comes in and he sets the terms because he's the best at what he does. And then finally, you can't be replaceable, right? Because if you come in with a preposterous deal or you want the best deal in hand, you need to be able to have leverage. And being irreplaceable gives you that leverage. So if you want to make money, ladies and gentlemen, figure out where you can be irreplaceable, where you can be the best at what you do, and where what you do is in high demand, and you will make money in perpetuity for always and forever. Dude, people aren't thinking. People don't use their brain. The biggest, most powerful machine that is known to man, your fucking eyeballs and your brain. People don't use them, right? Your brain's mush. No wonder you're a dumb fuck that's sitting in a room right now. But if you're watching this video, you're trying to figure it out, right? Which means you're in the right direction. So what you need to figure out now is surround yourself in situations and in places where you're going to get opportunity, and let that opportunity then filter to the 3 steps that I mentioned before, right? Finding the opportunities, find something that's trending, find something that you have the ability to be irreplaceable in, where you can be the best at. But you have to position yourself, right? And this is where a lot of people don't talk about, is they need to position themselves for success, right? You need to put yourself in a situation where you can win. If you're always sitting in the room, right, on the Dell listening to Luke talk or Sebastian talk, but you never position yourself in a situation to win, you're not going to win. Instead, okay, you're a brokey. Okay, you could literally go and get a job at Buffalo Wild Wings or at McDonald's, or you could be intelligent and go get a job at the country club. You could go get a job at the high-end restaurant. Well, I don't know anything about wines. Well, go on fucking YouTube and learn about wines. Learn how to have a nice little British accent. Learn how to say all the bullshit foods and go work at a high-end restaurant. Why not? That's what I did. That's how I got my relationships, my connections. That's how I met people that funded my first business, waiting their fucking damn tables. I waited tables for Jeff Bezos, dude. Like I was there. Why? Because I wanted to be in a place where I could position myself. And it doesn't matter if you're a brokey, because broke is a condition of the mind. It's not a condition of the pocket, right? Broke is a condition of the mind. It's not a condition of the pocket. A lot of people are broken up here, so you need to fix this first. The operating system needs to change. People don't change the operating system. So you need to position yourself, fix the operating system, and execute. You limit your beliefs because you don't trust yourself. Why don't you trust yourself? Because every time you tell yourself that you're going to do something, you break your own promise. If you can't trust yourself as an autonomous individual, no wonder you're not going to advance in life. Dude, if I told you every single day, right, and we were gym buddies, if I told you every single day that we were going to go to the gym and I didn't show up, but you showed up, right? Or you said, hey, are we going to the gym? Like your body tells you, hey, we need to go to the gym, or how your friends tell you, hey, we got to go work out. If you told me 10 days in a row and I committed, hey, we're going to the gym, but then the morning came around and you came out of the room and I was there eating chips and watching Netflix and I didn't go to the gym with you, on the 10th day, would you believe me?
Not a chance.
Would you trust me?
No, yeah.
So the problem is most people don't trust themselves. And the reason they don't trust themselves is because they are in auto self-sabotage mode 24/7. Everything that they do, they're sabotaging themselves. No wonder you can't trust yourself. No wonder you don't have any courage. No wonder you think you're going to fail. Is because your mind is literally telling you, dude, I can't trust you. I can't trust you. So you need to start on the small wins. Start focusing on the small wins. Get groomed. Clean your room. Start hanging out with good people. Read a chapter in a book and say, I'm going to read a chapter, and you sit down and you read it, right? I'm going to read this news article, and you sit down and you read it. I'm going to eat good food and not bad food. And you do it, and you start building trust with yourself. Trust, reputation, rapport. And then you realize, wow, I can actually do anything that I want because I trust myself to do it. So learn how to trust yourself by doing the small things right. And how you do the small things is how you do the big things. So focus on the small things. Focus on laying down the bricks. And soon, when you zoom out, you'll have a wall of China. It'll be so big, beyond comprehension, people won't be able to even understand what was built. It's because every brick that you laid was done with perfection. Small things.